G'day mate. Now this is going to be a long video, I can see it. So let's start off with some of the stuff I've worked out. Bullfrog muffler. I worked out what was going wrong with the TIG to a point, but I'm still stuck. So that one there was the last TIG weld with some filler. That was me girlfriend, my daughter's boyfriend. So he does welding here to see this porosity there. But I've worked it out. So what I had doing wrong, or part of my problem, was I didn't have a good regulator. Got that fixed. Tick the box. Next, the collar that was in the handle. Where's the handle? Oh. The collar hitting the handle. This part in here was 2 mil. I've got 1.6 mil tungsten. So I replaced that. The on-off button on here, I now have a foot one, which is still just on-off, but because of my stroke, I got it for hand-eye coordination. I've always wanted to learn how to tick. But because of a stroke and this being cheap, trying to hang on to it and activate the handle without touching the tungsten in the metal is hard. Now it's quite easy. But the hardest thing I found, now, this is my Yearboot $50 welding helmet, yes welder. Now, when I first got it, it seemed to work good, but I didn't have all the bits and pieces. So I brought it back to my house here, hung it up on a chainsaw bar, like all the bars up here. Put on the bars up there. It's like, whoops. Well, it's one of the chainsaws behind me, and the bar oil leaked out onto the lens. So from there on, it started playing up. Now I just pulled it apart this morning and found that there was actually oil behind this switch here. So for your brightness or darkness. Now what it was doing was just dark, and that was it. But my girlfriend's boyfriend, my daughter's boyfriend, I was to me kids doing names. He played around with it and forced the switch just a little bit. Well, straight away it started working, so I pulled it apart. There's a little bit of oil in the switch. I cleaned it, so I've ordered a new screen. It won't be the same, I don't think, but now it's working. But it did have one glitch. It did play up once, so it probably is that problem. But anyway, that's that. I've almost got the shed cleaned up for my surprise. But do tips and tell you little tricks while I'm doing this. The piston review. Like, if you organise yourself, I like to be able to sit down and put everything. So if I want to get a tuning screwdriver or Allen keys or just, quarter inch or Phillips head, like 3/8 of an inch impact driver, it's all there. It's easy to find. Screwdriver drawer. So there's a screwdriver drawer, plier drawer, specialty tools. So get myself organised. Right, so now do the saw. Right, get this out of the road. Hopefully my arm doesn't get in the road too much. Now we're putting him down, and I'll do a video of how much it weighs and stuff. So I've got scales and stuff to see what the difference is. But today's thing will be trying to pull this down, getting everything prepped. I like this bench because it's 1960s bench, so I can wipe it clean, spray it with oil and stuff. So I spray it with degreaser, wipe it so it's dust clean. Just doing this has been stuffing already, but dust clean. Now I've got a plastic container which is clean. All the parts will go into there. Keep everything safe. I've got to leave through it. Where am I put it there? Because this is not my saw, it's Paul's saw. But things I do so I can't stuff things up, because you got to always have ideas. What am I doing? Am I doing the right thing? Wrong thing? Just make sure that you can't make a mistake. So I've got my 1/4 inch impact driver tool. It makes it really good and handy sometimes. Well lit area. I got this light bulb, maybe hit long life, 5 years and all that. We should keep our warranty receipt, guys, and take it back, because the one that I had, they don't sell it no more. So I never kept my receipt. but the one that was on there was about 5 months old and it went pop. So these things like the world, if the government was going to be serious about global warming, I can tell you now, we are doing damage. Don't get me wrong, polluting the environment and just doing dumbass things. If you live in Morisset area, our local council, go past where Morisset RSL golf course was. They've ripped it right back to clay, put all the topsoil on one spot, unnaturally made it more undulating, and now they're going to build stuff there. Cut down mature trees. There wasn't that many mature trees because they were between golf courses and ranges, but they just ripped it out. Like, totally ripped everything down to about 3 or 4 feet to what it was. And they've been doing that recently. So if we want to cut a tree down, pretty well guarantee you we can't do it. So the council's being stupid prick. But this is the way they seem to do things now. Now, global warming and that, you look at the rain and the floods and stuff, and also now we've got droughts and stuff around the world. 2 years ago, China was flooding. Now they've got droughts. Now London's got droughts. Australia's meant to be a dry country. We got floods. So I know what's doing it. It's the sun. We have solar flares and stuff, but the sun's the engine behind everything. Without the sun, you wouldn't get evaporation, you wouldn't get rain and all that crap. So we can move things and adjust things to a point, but mainly it's the sun. And they'll tell us you can't have certain things. Like I'm telling you now, where I was working a while back, the guy bought 2-stroke blowers, and he's only going to get one, but they said, do you want 6? He found out in Australia 2-stroke blowers are going to be banned soon. You're electric, so I don't know how much longer. If the guys buy your chainsaws, you can. They will start making it illegal to have chainsaws because they're dirty. They're trying to make it illegal to have diesel cars and stuff. They're trying to tell us what we should and shouldn't do. And Wheeler's in the right. But anyway, going off key here. Until get a magnet tray. Make sure it's clean. Make sure nothing's stuck underneath. So if you do throw it in, they sometimes bounce and jump and go underneath because of the magnetic fields. So get yourself prepped, ready. All the tools you think you might want, and then get them all in one spot. Alright, so we'll start stripping this down. Get my 1/4-inch sockets down the road. So I already had the air filter off the other day. I want to put them in here. Actually, I got a brand new nappy. So I'll put that in the bottom so it can't scratch. Which I don't want to scratch plastic. I want Portuguese sawback looking like brand new, but performing not like brand new. Performing with some balls. So that goes in there. So I'll face this up so it doesn't scratch. I got a brand new car years ago, Nissan Patrol. And as soon as the guy, qualified mechanic, pulled the wheel, the tyre off, it had a little miniature hubcap in the centre. He pulled it out and put it upside down on the concrete and scratched it. Like, no brains. Anyway, that was $55,000 piece of crap. 3-litre turbo diesel, 230,000 k's. The turbo was gone, it was blowing smoke and crap, and just no good, so I got rid of it. And we love 4-wheel drive. It was great for 4-wheel driving, terrible motor. So Nissan makes good motors, then they make crap motors. But we bought that, I asked, have you fixed your motors? And they said, oh yeah, man, made the sump bigger. They didn't. So, yeah, you can't fix them motors, 3 litres, 4-cylinder, you throw them in the bin. But anyway, fill it off. I'll check everything for you, Paul, make sure nothing's broken. Brake band's good. Rubber's nice and pliable too. With these screws holding your dogs on, I'll pull them out and put Loctite on them and tighten them back up because they do back out, and when they do, these nuts will fall out and you'll lose your screws. Oh well, they put grease on the actual brake system. That's different. So I'll put that where I can't scratch. Put it up that way. Try and protect everything. Alright, I'll take the top cover off and all that crap first. Always have good light, guys. When do work, so it's a fill seed. I have had one of these, it was Allen key. be gentle with the plastic. They're built well, but it's not something you can push hard against. It's got a very, very flexible air filter. Like, I don't know if it's right or too much, but it's more than the proper Husqvarna one. Oh, there we go. That is so flexible. That's not too bad that way, but that part there, it's super soft. Top is it's like a trampoline. Well, so it might be a good thing because when the swords are idling, you're jumping up and down, so it won't wear out. So let's just say that's a good thing. I wouldn't normally say that, but I would say, well, things I've seen, it's probably is. So what we got now? We've got Phillips head. Some things I will do with impact driver, and some things I won't. I'll explain that in a minute, because some things don't like it. And if any of you guys have done port work and you go, oh, yeah, I know what you mean, Kev. Now I'm talking to myself. Really make sure I've got the sword in frame properly. I'll move you around a bit more. There you go. Tilt it up a bit. There you go. Right. Well, I'm mucking around. Boy, this is tight. Whoa. This is tight. Shit. Oh. I hope they're all like that, but that's ridiculous. And that one was loose. Go, okay. Well, so things can be tight, things can be loose, that's not good. So I'm actually happy I'm pulling it apart and checking, because I have seen videos where connecting rods, gudgeon pins and stuff like that, wrist pin clips have been loose or ready to fall out. So just, they're made cheaply, quick, so it comes to the time they do it because it's quick. So some things they're probably rushed, they're probably told to hurry up. So they can't spend any seconds more than they have to. And we do the same job of day in, day out, 7 days a week. But who knows? So is that coming out yet? Disconnect that. Yep, it's coming. There you go. So shiny. Look at that. Gorgeous. Well, it goes in the box. Alright. Put that way. That one on top of that. Then you know when you can go mad because you talk to yourself. Oh. Now. Let's have a look. So it's a HLHIC. Now I've used these before, and they're hit and miss affair. They sometimes work brilliantly, and sometimes they work and sort of kinda, but other times it's like, what the hell's wrong with this? But yeah, it's just the way life goes. So alright, we'll take the muffler off. So I have it on 2. I don't have it on full bore. I used to use do a lot of decks and stuff, so I got 2 of these. I like it now with the 2-amp battery. I got a 3/8 socket, because this one here, 10mm was sort of like too loose. Come out. Another thing about these magnets, they can pull the nuts out sometimes when they won't come out. Come on. You know you want to. Screwdriver. Push him out. Alright. Otherwise you get them out. Put them back on a little bit. Pull them off. So maybe it's not right. Maybe they are an odd size. Okay, 10mm, where's that? That's a lot of them. Like fair dinkum Sid Chrome stuff. Why'd you make plastic like biscuit wraps and put your sockets in? Give them 2 years, all falls apart and you're left with a handful of sockets. It frustrates the hell out of you. You buy good stuff and they package it in rubbish. Absolute rubbish. So that's 10. See how much it moves? And that's just a hex. So that's weird. If you use a standard socket, you probably strip it. Right. The floor is also reasonably clean too, funny enough. Haha. Cleaning I've been doing. Right, 4mm. Now this saw coming completely apart, so except for the crank. So there's no point in letting the muffler on and jug and all the rest, so it's all coming apart. Because I need to do the green wheel on it anyway, so I need to see what's going on. Right, put that socket there so I know it is, and the lid. Most screws and stuff, as you're doing it, just look at them and go, oh yeah. The way I do is go, yeah, oh yeah, that's a muffler. So if you look at it and roll it over, later on when you go, what's that for? It jogs your memory, or I find it does. So I use this for that particular reason. These are tight normally. We put Loctite and all these things, so in easy fit reach. Loctite. So when it goes back together, things don't vibrate and cause issues later. I've lost screws off my O46, ones that hold the cover on here. I didn't realise they fell out, so just weird things like that. It wasn't that long I had it apart. Yeah, they were loose. That will help them. They were loose, completely loose. So it's worth pulling apart. Yeah, that was loose. So that's why you do your saws, guys. My wife's always going, why you keep playing with saws? Well, that's the reason. They're not put together properly every time, which would be nice if they were, but that was alright. Now you're going to get sick of me going certain things. See? That long one there, I'll put that back in because that's part of the case and all that. I don't want leaking. So you need to take this off to get the muffler. So I look at that and go, okay, that's for the dogs, or spikes. Now, the big part, but I won't put it near the plastic. I don't want to scratch the plastic at all. Right. That part wants to come off, so I'll take it off by the box. Screwdriver, where's this? When we're done with screwdriver, here we go. So this all come apart too. If I can get it off from well outside. Wow, that is super tight. There you go, for your kids' rooms and you can't find tools. Go to your kids' rooms. I found that in one of my kids' rooms. Like, I never took that. What's it doing in there? Oh, I lent it for a while. You'd be surprised what you'll find. Some pliers. My kid took my long nose pliers. Oh. So I couldn't get that by hand, but it comes out. See, aluminium. It's all oiled up, so I'll probably put grease in that. This will be alright. Yeah, it's not too bad. There's no metal fines. One thing I don't like about the 395 is there's a plastic part in here that controls your adjuster. Now when you put that in, you actually have to feed the adjuster through that and wind it through. If you push it like I did, it bends plastic here, and eventually this will just vibrate and fall out. So be mindful when you do it, feed it in there, like it threads through. Then you get to a point on the end where there's no thread, and this is where that part there sits. If you don't, this will vibrate itself out and you'll lose it. I've replaced it twice, the last one, on a proper parfum. It's now hasn't moved, so I don't know. Alright, moving on. Hurry up, Kevin, you're being silly. Right, so I'll put this back on, only gently. I'll do it up on one, because it'll have to come off again. I want to wind in by fingers, because I want to make sure it's engaging in the thread. I don't want it tight, I just want it to go close. So it's gone. That's it. I'm not even going clunk, clunk, clunk to get it tight. Now, muffler. Didn't want to come in. Right, so I'll be modifying this muffler. He asked for a muffler mod, and I would modify that anyway because without doing this particular, let me get these bolts out. They don't want to come in. The metal shards coming out everywhere. That's aluminium, so the metal coming off it. To blow that out with the press there. Shrapnel. That's why I call it, but it goes through your motor if you're not careful. You got clean. What's that? Look, the bits of silver all over that. That's because it was a bit tight, but still, you gotta be careful. Now, in here, I don't know if I can put the torch in now. So in here, there's a baffle inside the muffler. Now that baffle there, there's holes down the bottom of the muffler just here. So it's going to bounce, hit the muffler, hit the baffle, I should say. Hit the holes. There's one hole there and there. They're fairly big, don't get me wrong. So it bounces here, bounce, hits that, diverts back down to here, like a drain. Then it heats soaks back up here, and comes out the exhaust. Now, to me, it's not good enough. As soon as your exhaust leaves your motor, it's hot, and the heat wants to rise quick, and it moves real quick, especially when it's doing 12,000 revs plus. So I put a hole through here and make a muffler that comes down here. So I'll braze it in and connect it to here, and that way the exhaust fumes can come out quick enough, because they have to when you modify. That's all with porting. Right. That's that part done. Might take the spark plug out too, see what it looks like, if it is a good one. Or is it a copy? I don't know. I've seen videos with a big copy and stuff. That was the right setting. Normally they're tight, super tight. That was alright. Well, it has been run. So that's one of the things I was thinking in the factory. Are they doing the right oil and stuff like that? They're running it too hard before they cool it down or cool it up, warm it up I should say. It's one of those little things like, is there an issue? Hopefully we'll find the issue before we start this thing that causes up a hassle. So, decom valve. Okay. I modified the decom valve. This valve has only got one hole, so the extra pressure out. So I'll drill the opposite side because the factories have that, because these things are so powerful. Once they bend in, they kick like a mule. So I'll do it. I don't know how old the guy is, but I'll do it just because it makes it more. It gives it manners. I want it to have manners. I don't think we'll get this off. Well, that stays on, doesn't it? Alright, we'll take this off. Pull style. Oh, that was tight. See, I like tightening the pull stars because loose screws and stuff, unless this one is a captured nuts, a captured screw. Solo was the first people to develop the captured screw setup in their Solo 6, 80 and 90. I think it was when they started doing it. God. Now it's tight and it goes crack. That's tight. That's ridiculous. Well, she'll come off. She has no chance. When you do this, guys, if you're doing Phillips head screws or plain screws, make sure you lean onto them hard. If they're super tight, take your bit out. If it feels like it doesn't want to come, take your bit out. If it goes into metal, not plastic, and give it a tap, and that will jog the thread. Just a general tap, and that'll make it easier for the thread to let go of the metal. Now, you got to remember it's die-cast aluminium. You can't push it. You can't do them hard. So I don't recommend doing them up with impact drives at all. Okay, well, the other thing, check out the knots at the end. They're sometimes so short, they look like they can come undone. Seems to be enough rope though. So that's alright. My G395xp, the rope on that's a bit too short. Just a bit. The Husk Final I play with this, they get old and loose over time. This particular part. Don't know why. Unless you're in here playing with it. I'll tuck everything. If you're doing it for the first time doing this sort of stuff, it's worth filming yourself. Even if it's not for YouTube, you can sit back and actually watch what did I do, where things go, so you can understand. One of the reasons I do filming is my memory's shot because of the stroke, but it's not for chainsaws. It's like I challenge you to the question of what is a life? What is a life? Like I remember what I used to be like, but I don't care about food, don't care about alcohol. I just want to sleep all the time. So I don't know what life is. I was thinking about it yesterday, and this morning it came up. The idea is curiosity and the truth. That's what I want to know. I want to know how things work and why they work, but also I want to know what the truth is. Why is things being getting done? The coronavirus has really made me ask certain questions. Why are we getting told we have to do this or do that? But some of the things coming out now don't make sense at all. These are, gotta be careful, these guys. They're rubber and metal. Don't want to lose that. It's also worth having a magnetic something like a screwdriver or something just to grab things. But now that's like letting go. The spark plug lead goes for the back here. How does it come off? There's a hidden screw. Oh, it's a Phillips head screw. Last one I had was an Allen key screw. Right, how am I going to get to this? Where's the hole? Oh, so there is one fin. There's one fin there that gives you access. Hopefully it's not tight. These things break otherwise. Oh God, it's terribly bad. I don't know if I got a thing long enough to get to this. No, how am I going to make this work? I have to put it on pause and find a extension bar for it. Hang on. Pain in the bum. Right, let's show you how I'm doing this. So if you get stuck in that to 1/4 inch ratchet extension, this is actually a 1/4 inch socket. Reach down. Came out. It's still tight. Come on. Right, so that's got that off. Now will it come off with a screwdriver? There we go. There we go. That's why I like having a magnet thing. There we go. So that's out now. Well, you Husqvarna guys, what are you going to do it that way, that way? Well, I don't do this every day, so it's not. There must be a way for this to come out. I'll take the rubber shroud off. Break it down. There it comes out. Okay, rubber shroud, and then you can put it back on once that's been done. Okay, so that part's been done. I'll take the coil off too, simply so I can reset timing, make sure it's where it's meant to be, like distance from the flywheel. Maybe not. I gotta find the 3mm. I'll do it later. But I will reset that. I want to make sure it's on the right spot because see if we can see this. There's my John card. Oh. These always work out really good. Distance gauge. No, it's alright. But I will make sure they're tight because you don't want them coming out. Yeah, it's tight. Okay. Oh, sticky tape. I got another one, but I'll do that later. So now it's doing right. Now I'll pull the carby off. Actually, I won't do that yet. I'll do the handlebar. And that's the bit I wanted to talk about. Because anyone who plays with saws enough would have been bitten on the ass by this problem once. So I'm going to drop this down. I'm going to drop it down to 1. If you've got screws going into plastic, they don't like it. And if they're biting in the way they should be, when you release them, they get hot. And also when you go fast, the metal will heat up the plastic and eventually you'll lose any way that it can actually go. The screw can attach itself to the plastic. So, and this is also a good way to find out, are they stripped already? So we'll go. So they're going into metal nut, looks like. If they're a real coarse thread, they're the ones we're careful. They're banging. They're very spring loaded, you expect that. This is going into plastic, I take it. So the coarse thread, that's plastic. So you can work out what parts go where, because and a few coarse threads. tight. That's coarse, so this one here should be coarse. I'll go to 2, be careful. As soon as it moves, I'll go slow. That was tight, man. Because you do that, one of my saws, my husk phone with a bullfrog muffler, I stripped mine. And the only way I could work out how to do it is put a zip tie in the hole. That's all. A zip tie in the hole. Get your screw starting to thread. When it looks right, cut it and screw it in by hand. You can tell it's tight and come off that as well. Right, so that's off. Grease and crap in there. Grease in there. So why would that be so tight? Okay. The handlebar here, it's been hitting on the aluminium and pushing the plastic, looks like, a little bit. As the aluminium rolls out, so you can see the aluminium, the profile of it rolls out. Don't know if it's 100% factory, but it pushed these gussets, you call them gussets, pushing them in, so that would be making it tight once it bedded in. Better have a drink, it's froze that in. Right, I pull off of my 3 mil. Don't worry about that. So I'll pull that off. So the high-low adjuster, the fuel line's going to come off, which is unstiff too. Stiff. Wow, it's tight. Not very flexible too, either. That's a breather. That breathing can stay, but I need the fuel off. Why did you take tight? Wow, that's crazy tight. That's tight. Try wider pliers. It's not flexible hose at all. It springs back in slow motion. Of course, there's no room. Alright, I'll do it a different way. I'll pull the carby off. So I'll put in pause because I haven't got an impact extension bar or a drill that I had lost a while back. So hang on, unless I've got a T-bar. I should have a T-bar. I used to work up here, but I found I couldn't stand up here on the long for what I was doing. Right, here we go. We've got a 3 mil for that carby. I can pull off and drop it over to the side. Yeah, that was loose. It's been real hit and miss affair. More like 50% was loose and 50% was super tight. Okay. The hole here is not drilled. I know why. I tried to introduce more air to the big bore kit, so I drilled 3 holes in the air filter to suck my air. I started the saw up, and the air blew out the holes like I could feel it in my hand. Oh God, let's have a look at that. I was quite surprised how much pressure was actually blown into the saw. So it was worth just doing that to find out how things work, curiosity. So I then put plastic from a Chinese saw on the inside with silicone. If you look in the video, you'll see 3 little holes. They're hard to see, but they are there. But the heat top lid that sits up here is so goddamn loose, it wasn't funny. Like the clips, they didn't need to be bent, but he used to, instead of hooking it in, he'd put the hook on top to make it even tighter. Just the way it was, so hopefully that will come off soon. Now these share, I think, the same collar as a 392 XP. I got a bag of them, so aluminium ones. So I'll swap that out because this one's plastic, and they will fall apart, and they will cause problems. And we don't want that. Oh. Now watching this, guys, fast forward. Right. So it's got plastic inserts, hose, like the original, so that's alright. Stops the vibration, I assume. All the carbies, holes are too big for a big bud, say vibrations. So that stops me losing the screws, so I'll put that in the box so they won't be attached or bothered by someone. Now, I can't get the fuel off, but can I get this off? Yes, I can. So, I'll pull the choke lever out, twist it, pull it out. There's a rubber grommet there, but they can stay in there. So, now, oh, accelerator. It's off. Okay, now I get the fuel on. Come off. Yeah, I'm going to replace that. I don't like that at all. Come on. Let's then break the fuel on. That's too tight. Well, reason I pull things apart, I'm not mum, wife. That's, yeah. So I'll give it a bigger diameter on the internal side. So I'll just replace it. It won't be that hard. I'll pull the fuel tank off and all that. Now, carby. Looks nice. Machine well, so that. There's bits of marks in the carby for machine work, where the main jets are. So I'm wondering, will that work? But we'll find out. I won't show you that, but I will muck around with that later. As I said, get prepared to get a well-set workshop. Now, why I use these the most? Alright, I put that where it should be. 1/2 inch. This is where I use it on 3. Don't often use this 9mm. I just thread this back in, stop compression, one whack. Well, help me with the compression. Or compression to help me, assist me undoing anything. I only do this for myself, I go, where's the time gone? Well, now I'm filming it, you start getting aware of time. There's nothing, I don't know where of time sometimes. Anyway, so these are left hand threads, so doing it up is actually undoing it. Well, this is quite powerful, but it's not powerful enough. So the next tool, sometimes you have to get tools there. Where's my big girl? I have done this on Chinese sauce, little tiny 52cc, it would not come off. So I got my impact drive for the wheels. So big girl. This will make short work of it, hopefully. If not, I'm going to be in trouble because it's where I fit my degree wheels. So I know what's going on. So normally you can stick rope, but I find you have to do that. Sometimes you put so much pressure on the bottom bearing, it makes the life of the saw, I think, a little bit less. I'd sooner spin it over and not have any issues. The worst you can do is either break the clutch, which can happen. I've seen that happen. I'll show you. So they snap through here sometimes. It's quite rare, but you know. But this grease over here, this grease over there, it's full of grease in here, like all that. So if you have started the saw up, straight away you got stuff your drum. So I always re-grease these things, brake clean up, wipe them out clean, make sure they're right. So you can work. I re-grease the actual main bearing here with proper grease. So you had Loctite. So right there you go, Loctite. So if you put them on, probably don't have to. But yeah, yellow grease is plenty. At least I can say they put grease on them. So we'll put that in the box. Put plenty of grease too, actually. Right. We've got a 7 tooth. I've seen these on Pharmatech thread, and they have nothing on them. No numbers, no nothing, it's just a thread drive. I know what it is, but anyway, it's something. So I'll hand check them. Just make sure they're tight. See, that was tight, that was loose. And that's tight, so. That's tight. So I got a good, probably 360 degrees in that one there. So all this stuff I will test. I'll make sure the oil pump runs before I even put a bar and chain up. Do 6 heat cycles, and I'll explain to that why I do 6 in a sec. We'll see what the go is on the internally, so because I want to know what does it look like inside. So we've got 5. What size is this? It's not 4. That's 5. I thought they'd go into it. Where's me 4? The factory was 5, I thought. Unless these are talks. Look on the other side, see what's going on. No, the hex. But 5 doesn't fit them. Okay. What's the equivalent to that on Imperial? I'll get another 5T and see what it looks like first. Because sometimes Allen keys can be manufactured slightly different. Probably the same company doing Imperial does metric. No, 5 does not fit. Yeah, most of the things are on metric these days, so I'm surprised. So, no, it won't be. This one is. What's that? 5/32 or 3/16 more or less. 3/16, right now. It's a bit loose. Jeez. Oh God! this might be a hurdle. I might have problems with this. I'm gonna have to buy new screws, I think. I thought it zapped and it come straight off. I'll make sure I'm on the screw. The screws are normally just straight black, but these are like marked like someone's been doing with pliers. That one there is not. One's the front are. That's weird. Oh, I gotta work out some way of getting this. Right. Definitely fly. I tried my hammer trick. Look, just a gentle tap. Right, hammer. Ugh. Yeah, you clean up, you go for your shit, and you go, oh, I didn't know I had that. I found I had like 15 hammers. You know, I know I found this hammer next door, but half of them I don't know where I got them from. It definitely will not fit. Now that's weird. Now I don't think I have Imperial. These I do have short ones. Really reach. That's metric. So I don't know. Don't know how to do this. Other pause. I'll find some other Allen keys, tools. Right, now I finally found something that will fit and fit tight. So what was that? Nothing written on it. Oh yeah, 3/16, but it actually is a ball end. It actually fits neat and tight, like it's meant to be there, full length. So, you get a long a 1/4 inch extension bar, and here's an 8mm long reach socket. So I'll show you how I do it if you haven't got an impact driver for it. So you can add torque to it. You can either do that or put the bar like that, but it doesn't actually hang on much. So I put these in here. That gives you a bit of leverage. Oh god, this is tight. It's too tight, way too tight. Oh, that is super tight. They don't want you to play this. Alright, what's I got? I'll end this video because we're going to close to an hour. Don't like downloading long videos. Find another tool. Okay, I'm going to have to end the video. I've just off the camera. I thought I'll lay it down and put a bit more pressure on the tool. And this is not the best Allen key set, but I've had it for many years. I've never broken one or stripped one, and the end of it just snapped off. So that's now in the screw, one that I can't access. I'll show you. I can't access to it, but that's going to be a pain in the butt, absolute pain. So I might have to buy some more impact long reach bars that are Imperial just to do this job. So anyway, I'll let you know guys, thanks for watching, it's been a long video, I really appreciate it.